Oh no.
That was my only option. What's up?
Hey, bro, what's going on?
Nothing.
How are you? How are you?
Terrible.
Right.
Doing well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, terrible. It's no good.
Whatever. No, I'm just terrible that you're here. So, what's up?
Oh, yeah. I don't think kids can be transgender.
I think we've had this conversation before.
I was going to say, we have had this conversation before.
Yeah,
We've
probably.
explained to you that trans kids are real. We literally live with a couple. It's really not that hard to get. So, I mean, have you decided to open up your mind a little bit today or what?
Look, I can converse with you, but we won't agree on these things.
Why are you conversing about these things then? Like, why do you care so much?
Oh, well, I think that, you should let people be people, right? No, we could probably agree on that.
Great. Kids are people. So cool.
Right. So what do you think is going to happen though? Do you think you're going to come in and tell us that you don't believe that kids can be trans and that we're just going to tell our kids like, oh, sorry, guess what? This guy on the internet said you're not really trans. Like, screw what your doctors and your therapists say. Like, you're not anymore. Like, is that
Oh, look, I think a person can have gender dysphoria as long, and also have a degree to practice, being a doctor.
what?
Yeah. So someone can have a degree and also have gender dysphoria.
We're not talking about trans doctors.
Seriously?
You're not talking about trans doctors?
No.
We're talking about trans children. And what I was saying was, should we tell our kids that the doctors are wrong, that their therapists are wrong, this is not the right treatment for them, because some guy on the internet said that trans kids aren't real, is my point.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
You said you don't believe in trans kids.
I didn't say that. You're putting words into my mouth now.
Okay, what did you say again?
Are trans kids, Sherwin?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so we should let them be trans, right?
Look, I don't think you should spread, I'm not going around telling every Tom, Dick and Harry that I'm a straight man. So I don't see why you need to be doing the same thing.
We don't. We literally don't go around telling everybody that our kids are trans.
Like, have you seen commercials about people
that's
being
literally
like,
what your live is about right now.
No. No. See, the thing, Mel does these lives for education because 5-6 years ago when I was getting my kid gender affirming care, nobody knew what it was. Nobody gave a fucking shit. I could go to the doctor, take him to the therapist. Nobody cared, right?
Fair enough.
So in the past couple years that there's been all these bans passed and kids have lost their gender affirming care.
What are you talking about? What bans? I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, you haven't heard this before?
Like, Sherwin,
I don't live in America.
Sherwin, you've been in these spaces so many times. Of course you've heard about these bands.
For months.
You've like one of our biggest fans at this point, Sherwin. Like, you keep coming back and back and back and back.
Yeah. Look, I don't think you should play God.
You mean play God? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So going against something that is natural.
You would say that about all medical care, right? Because it's natural. It's natural for your kid to have diabetes, or it's natural for your kid to have a heart disease or something like that, right? Don't treat it because it's natural.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
cancer. Is
let's
also
talk about
natural.
lobotomies.
Right.
So a lobotomy was a medical thing that they used to do back in the day. Is that ethical? Do you think?
Of course fucking not.
For lobotomy, Sherwin, what are you talking about?
Years ago.
Right. So don't use that argument because,
No, we're saying how your argument makes no sense because cancer is natural. Do you think we shouldn't treat people with cancer?
right. So there are going to be some ethical medical procedures and there are going to be some unethical medical procedures.
But do you recognize something can be natural?
Thanks
and
for the
not
cowboy
good?
hat, Joseph.
something can be natural and not good?
Look, I just think that's a pretty bad argument to use. And I'm just
No,
going to
I'm
say
asking you-
a lobotomy is like unethical.
We're not talking about lobotomies. You're saying if something's natural, that it's good and that we should allow it to be. We're saying cancer is natural. Should we allow it to be? Should we not treat people with cancer?
Well, there's no cure for cancer, is there? But I think there
There
could
are
be a cure
treatments
for.
for cancer.
I think there could be a cure for gender dysphoria.
There are treatments for gender dysphoria and there are treatments for cancer.
Look. I think tough love is the best.
Oh my God. Tough love. Wow. All the trans adults in here who are watching and like listening who got tough love growing up and they were not accepted will tell you that didn't solve a fucking thing, Sherwin. They're still trans. Now they just don't have a family. Now they just have added
Literally.
That's
Sherwin,
not gonna
Sherwin,
solve
that
it.
doesn't resolve shit.
Yeah, right. No good.
Okay. All right. Are you done?
Did you read that comment?
No.
My God. Unfortunately, we'll see. I can't remember if this was a positive or negative, but
Hi, Michaela.
imagine spending all your time in these lives and not learning a damn thing.
Hello.
Hello.
You here yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday or the day before.
Are you driving?
Not right now.
What is all that wind?
Sounds like you're in the ocean. Are you in the ocean?
That's my fan and it's storming. It's raining a lot.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Might want to turn the phone off.
Yeah, it's off now.
Seriously, sounds like you're like out stranded in the ocean.
Yeah, like what is
Oh,
your
I
window
can't.
open?
I'll come back later then. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, bye. That was really like
Window open? Like, wow, you didn't have good installation at all.
Well, that's
There
it.
are some tornadoes and stuff going on right now, so maybe that's there are some bad storms.
Yeah, it was something.
It's funny how much your mic will pick up.
I know. That's not true, Whitezilla.
I know.
I'm
Maybe just
literally a person on Earth that thinks it's true. So, what's up?
Splendid. I wish it was raining here. Oh, Melzy. Mel did do that live several days ago. It was entertaining, to say the least. Your power keeps going out? Yeah, I bet. 2 more days? Wow. Okay. You're muted. Okay, yeah, she knows. Never
Talking
mind.
to my kid.
I couldn't tell the kids were still around.
What?
Kids, what?
Somewhere, but I don't know where.
Though they shouldn't be given hormone blockers.
In the hallway closet to see if there's anything there.
And like bad storms where y'all are at?
Yeah, not here.
Yeah.
Not there?
Sunny
I had a
here.
tornado last night by my
shit.
place. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hello.
Wind, desert wind.
Yeah. Hi, Cliff.
Hey, what's up? Hey, good evening, everybody.
Hey, how old are you?
33.
Nice. Okay.
Go ahead. What's up?
I just TikTok live tonight. I just hopped on. I seen this. I figured join. I guess are y'all all for letting kids be trans or pushing the agenda or what's kind of going on here? I'm kind of new to this one.
Well, what we're seeing is. Go ahead, Michaela.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
I was just gonna say what we're saying is some kids are trans just let them be trans. There's no agenda. We're not going door to door recruiting trans kids, saying, come on over here. We're just saying the kids that are trans, just support them and give them whatever they need.
I got you. What, at what age? I mean, like any age, like any age is fine, or?
Well, any age, because it depends, like on a certain age of the kid of what they need. Like some little kids, for them, they might only need like different clothes or a haircut or maybe using a different name. That's it. And then usually around adolescence, there might be medical intervention, but that's a very small percentage of trans kids who do that.
Is it the trans kids like idea to like get transformed, or is it people pushing it on them?
No, what happens is trans kids, their brains just develop into their gender, and sometimes it's not the same as their sex. So there are kids who are female and their brain develops into a boy. And then when they recognize that and they're able to articulate that they're a boy, they're transgender. Sometimes they may need medical intervention for things that people like to say is like a transition. But that's not necessary at all. It is different for every single person. For some people, like I said, clothes and a name change is a social transition.
Okay. I mean, 11 years old, I don't know what I was doing at 11, but I wasn't worried about what sex that was. I'm just curious. I mean,
did you know you were a boy, Cliff?
well, I actually identify as a woman right now, but I, at 11 years old, yes, I had a penis, and I identify as a boy, but I'm a 33-year-old man that identifies as a woman, though. I'm just curious, just getting people's outtakes on,
Cliff, do you not understand? Like, trans does not mean transform. Do you understand that, Cliff?
I 110% agree.
So, do you know what trans means?
What does it mean? If it's not transformed, then maybe you're like playing a role as like wanting to be. I don't know.
No, it's not playing a role or wanting to. No,
well, if you're not transformed,
it just means your sex. It just means your Cliff. I'm trying to tell you what it is.
I get it.
It just means your sex and your gender don't align. That's what that means.
Your sex and your gender don't align.
Right.
Okay, so
You saying that you're a man who wants to be a woman or whatever it was you said would be
if you have a penis, you're a male, right? Like to me, if you have a penis, you're a male. If you have a vagina, you're a female. So if they don't align, then
We're not arguing that.
the North Star is not the North Star then anymore, is it? Right?
What you mean the North?
Fuck.
So somebody's biological sex does not determine their gender identity.
The identity. That's if they want to identify as a male from or whatever they start off as to what they want to become. I mean, that's kind of common.
It's not
Wanting to
becoming.
become like two separate people have explained this to you, Cliff. I don't know if you just don't want to learn this or if you're just incapable of understanding.
I'm not incapable by any means. I mean, I understand if you're born with a penis, you would be as a male.
Born
Right?
with a penis, you can still be a girl, Cliff.
You can still be a girl,
Yeah.
but you can't
be a
reproduce,
girl.
right? You just can't reproduce. So what's
You
the
can
name
still
for
reproduce,
a woman?
Cliff.
What's the okay? A boy born with a penis that wants to be a girl can actually
Not a
reproduce.
want,
Like, he
Cliff.
can
It's
have
not
eggs?
a want again.
Just some girls are born male. That's it, Cliff.
It's not it. How is a girl born a male? How is a girl born a male? That don't make no sense.
Because there are trans people, Cliff. That's what we just are telling you. Some girls are born male.
They're born male. They grow up and realize, you know what? I don't feel like a woman. I want to be a man. I get that.
No.
What? How in the hell is a girl born a man? That don't make no damn sense. Or male. Okay,
Right,
women
when
are
the
born
baby comes
male.
out and the
Women
baby's
are born male.
male, they look at the baby and you assume the baby is a boy and you raise the baby as a boy, and then the kid starts talking and says, "No, I'm a girl." That's it, Cliff.
That's it.
I get that. They
It
want to change
happens,
their
Cliff.
identity. They want to change their identity. They want to change their
changing
gender.
They're
They
just
want
telling
to
them
change
you
their
were
gender.
wrong.
Cliff, they're informing the parents that they were wrong about the kid's identity. They're informing them,
Well, whose fault
yes,
is
I am
that?
male,
Whose
but
fault
I
is
am
that?
not a boy. I am a
It's not
girl.
your fault. What?
Okay, so they just come out of the womb. They're come out of the vagina, right? Because women can only give birth, men can't. So they come out of the vagina. The child has, say, to me would be a girl would have a vagina, and all of a sudden, when they're 3 years old or 11, I'm a man. I have a penis.
No.
Or this,
God.
they assume the role that they're a man.
They know they don't have a fucking penis, dude. Like, oh my god.
Cliff was not getting it. It was not.
I love to. Mel, why are you so rude? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't imagine.
You
Oh,
gotta be able
man.
to follow a conversation. Like,
He got nothing that we were saying at all.
Say that he's poking holes in our logic.
I'm gonna have to drop for 10 minutes. I think I need to speak to somebody in real life who has a question about trans kids. I might have to drop, but I'm just see. I told them I was like, I'll give you a few minutes, but I'm waiting to see.
Nate.
Okay, so what is so the question that I'm getting at,
I
right?
need your age.
Oh, age, sorry, 26.
All right, go ahead.
So the question that I'm getting at is you're basically saying allow kids to be trans, correct?
Allow trans kids to be trans, yeah.
Right. So basically what you're stating is that when the child is born, they are not assigned a certain gender.
They're typically assigned a sex and assumed a gender.
Right, they're assumed a gender.
Based on their sex. Parents typically assume that a child will be cisgender.
Okay. So when would you say the child would, I guess, decide to transition if the child had chose that?
So that's not what, okay. Children don't decide to transition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Children may want to take certain steps to affirm their gender identity, and they can do that
But where
whenever they want
where
to.
would they get that idea?
In their brain.
Since when, realistically?
Since their gender identity developed in their brain.
Yeah, it's just an understanding that some trans kids have, just like cisgender kids. Like, why do little girls want their hair long typically, and why do little boys want their hair short typically? It's just how they perceive and how they're expressing their gender.
Okay. Okay, so what you're saying is biological male is born,
Yep.
decides to be
Nope.
identified or correction,
No. Develops as.
develops as opposite sex.
No.
As
Well, more or less.
Develop their gender identity.
Right, of course. But how would you feel in like bathroom situations?
Oh my God. What about
Yeah,
it? Bathrooms and children?
If it was your biological daughter that identified as a different,
Yeah, my trans daughter uses the women's or the girls' restroom.
Right. And my trans son uses the boys in the men's restroom, and he has for years.
Right.
Yeah.
How does that like? Wouldn't you say you would just need trans restrooms at that point?
No,
And how are y'all comfortable?
Our
with
children could be outed in public.
yeah, that's not dangerous at all, Nate.
that? But how are y'all comfortable with?
No, because Nate, my son is a boy. He lives as a boy all the time. That is his life. That is his identity. Nobody knows that he's trans. He just goes into men's spaces because he's a guy. There's no reason to put him in a separate space to out him in public. Like, why?
I don't know. I feel like
They're guarantee, Nate, at some point in your life, you've probably gone to a public restroom and a trans guy's been in there and you never knew. Nobody knows. My son uses public bathrooms all the time. Nobody knows.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, nothing happens. Nothing happens in all these years. He goes to the bathroom and comes out. That's it. He does inform me though that cisgender men do not wash their hands. That's what does happen. He reports back to me. Cisgender men are gross. They do not wash their hands. He's the only one that washes his hands. So, but that's it.
Okay. I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it. Of course, maybe I don't think it as deep as y'all probably do.
It's not that deep, honestly. You just use the bathroom that aligns with your identity. Boom. Whatever bathroom you're more comfortable in, that's the one you use.
If I was born as a male, whether I chose to transition to be a female,
You don't choose to transition to be a female.
or you know what I mean. What I'm trying to say.
No.
No, you're saying that you have you want to discriminate against trans people, right? When they come to use the bathroom, like they should be able to use the bathroom that they're most comfortable with, just like cisgender people. It's literally that simple.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not exactly understanding the question.
Are you seeking to actually understand, or are you just going to deny?
I guess I'm trying to understand why. Yeah, sure.
Why what?
It's like like we're telling you that they're not choosing this. It's just some girls are born male. Some girls are born intersex. Some girls are born female, and all of that is okay.
Right. So the mind is of a opposite sex.
Well, it's not the opposite sex. It just develops its gender identity that can be incongruent from the sex.
Right. Gotcha. Okay then. Well, now that it makes a little bit more sense, I guess I could agree on it.
Okay.
Cool.
Any other questions?
Oh, where'd you go, Sherry?
Okay.
He wants me to call her real quick and then like clear something back.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
At what age do you think this normally happens?
What? Your gender identity developing?
Correct.
Between the ages of 3 and 7.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think that's the only really actual question I have.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Nate.
Thank you.
Bye. I'll take it. Even if that's just a V, which is a half a W, I will take
Oh, I didn't want to be on here with all you crazy motherfuckers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for requesting.
I didn't mean with my kid.
Okay. Weird.
I've never had anybody accidentally request and call us crazy motherfuckers before, but okay.
That means you're at least watching.
Yeah, I mean, okay. All right. Hello?
So I'm gonna sue LGBTQ community.
You're gonna sue them?
Yep.
Okay. Have fun with that. I don't know how you sue a community, but you go ahead and do that.
Yeah, the rainbow crosswalks hurt my eyes at driving through.
Don't care. Bye. Next.
Oh, you hate colors now? Okay.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, okay.
I don't know. I mean, you don't like the rainbow? The rainbow.
The rainbow actually blinds me when I'm driving. Yep.
You could sue the city or something, but that still sounds silly. Tristan, how old are you?
18.
You're reborn. Interesting.
I'm gonna start doing what Reggie does and do 21 plus.
Seriously, right?
Yeah.
And then, instead of everybody being
Hey, I'm
18, y'all
transgender.
21.
I'm transgender.
Cool. How old are you?
20,
What year were you born?
2004.
What month?
I chopped my penis off to get a vagina.
That's not what being trans is. Bye.
My God.
At least they could do the math, sort of. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. How old are you?
For me, I'm 32.
All right.
August 21st, 1991.
Cool.
So the thing is, I get what y'all saying.
Cool.
I'm confused at how y'all deliver the message to the youth.
We're not delivering a message to the youth. That's not the point of this live.
Okay. So I get the point that y'all trying to describe how girls and boys, their minds trickle down to what they want to be by the ages of what they are. Okay. I'm just saying I don't believe in that because I work with children.
What?
I've been since 07. I'm not knocking y'all. I get the bathroom thing. At some point, we changed our bathrooms, right? We have boys and girls. Now they're transgender, both of them. Both of them. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm just very confused. What?
I'm trying to understand, what I'm saying, how y'all, I'm saying.
Where are you where there's transgender bathrooms?
No, I didn't say there's transgender bathrooms. I didn't say there's transgender bathrooms. Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
But I'm saying the boys and the girls' bathroom, this is my problem. The boys, so they've been converted for them to go and utilize. Hold on one second. Let me just grab something from somebody. I'm a Cash App it to you. That's cool? All right, cool. I got you. I'm on talking about something. Go on TikTok. I'm on this TikTok with these people right here. We talking about. What's your names? I'm just picking somebody up. What's your names, Mel and who?
You want to tell our names to some random person?
Yeah,
I'm telling her to go on so that she can see what I'm talking about.
Cool. Mel and Michaela.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm going to get back to this convo if you want. Go in here. I'm just talking to them real quick. I got you. All right, see, I'm promoting y'all. You see it? So anywho.
Fantastic.
So they changed the bathrooms, right? And I had a problem with that because now you got the girls can use the boys' bathroom, right? The boys can use the girls. Do you know how hard it is to manage that?
One of my kids is vacuuming. Hold on.
So yeah, DJ, I don't know.
Do you know how hard it is?
Like DJ,
manage?
do you believe people should be able to use the bathroom at their discretion?
I think they got to build a bathroom for that because as a youth worker, and for what I see, if parents were to stand at the bathroom, okay, like let's say they're ghosts and they stand by the bathroom. Like I said, we manage it how we manage it. But you got kids that just want to go in the bathroom just cause.
What are you talking about, DJ? What are you talking about?
You manage bathrooms?
No. What I'm talking about is the bathroom situation. How y'all talking about how your kids can go, or your kid been knowing and they can use the bathroom secretively, how they do and so on what.
They're not using the bathroom secretively. They're literally just walking into the bathroom like everybody else.
They just have to use the bathroom, DJ. I'm confused what the problem is.
Do you believe bathrooms should be so what I'm trying to say is, do you believe bathrooms should be open like that everywhere?
Like what? Like gender neutral?
Yes.
No, he's saying open? Open.
Oh yeah, like gender neutral, like every bathroom. You think everybody?
DJ, I believe people should use the bathroom at their discretion, right? So, like, I bring my nephew, because he's really young, so I bring my nephew into the women's bathroom with me, and nobody has a problem.
So, I have two nieces, and you know what was crazy? I took them to Chuck E. Cheese, and they both had to use the bathroom. Both of them are ages 3. So, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, damn, should I take him to the girls? But I can't walk in the girls. Should I take him to the boys? Because whatever. They just had to go pee. So I took him to the boys' bathroom in the handicap stall. And yeah, they did their business.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. We should allow people to use the bathroom at their discretion and for their needs.
But
and
at
move
that
forward.
point, they're babies, though. You get what I'm saying? They're babies, and
Yeah, and
obviously,
you brought them into the men's restroom. Were they fine or did they get harmed?
oh no, they were fine, but they don't know what's going on. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What are you talking about, DJ?
What do you mean?
Listen, no, the conversation I would like to have, to be honest, I would love to have this on like a bigger scale. But for y'all, you know what I'm saying, there's some quick stuff. To be honest, I didn't even know you accepted me in the live.
A bigger scale, 665 people's not enough.
It's cool, man. Listen, I'm gonna just let y'all rock because like I said, I have mixed emotions because I have no choice but to go along with what they do at my job.
Working with kids, you definitely should learn how to like validate children and just go with their identities. Like
I have a boy that converted. I call him a she, respectfully, right? I got her into Berkeley College full ride scholarship. Respectfully, yeah.
No, I call him a she. No,
that's what she wants to be called. So if she wants to be called a she, yeah, I call her a she. Call him. Well, it's when I'm describing it, I'm talking for how I met him first to what now
God. Oh my God. If you're working with youth, you literally should learn how to validate transgender children. Nobody's converting to anything.
They convert. What you mean?
They don't convert.
You guys are, hey, listen, I'm going to just hop off the live, man, because,
okay,
you know, like I said, I'm cool. I respect whatever the kids want to do. If my young boy comes tomorrow and says, call me a she, I'll call them the she. Okay. But I still ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing like, however I seen this young boy, honestly, the only thing that changed is that person wants to be called a she. But in my shoes, the way I kind of see it is like the reason why, though, we have to go with it is because they don't want us to tell the parent what is going on. It's so fucking weird to me. That's all I'm just trying to say. It's so weird. Even within the
my head hurts.
It's like we can't
Do you
tell.
really not have any training on this? Like how harmful it could be out?
That's tell you why it's so confusing. Because even if the kid wants to be this, we can't tell the parent. For example,
yeah, because it's dangerous for the kid.
Yeah, you shouldn't be outing people, DJ.
Y'all don't think that's crazy that we can't tell the parents what's going on?
Yeah,
harmed by the parents.
So
yeah, like DJ, it's dangerous to out children.
You literally can get kicked out of their homes.
Really?
Right.
So it like that's the part that kind of kills me because if I
we're just having a conversation about this. Like a similar situation and same thing, non-supportive family, non-supportive parents. What does this kid do? You can't out kids to their parents when they're not supportive. That's wild, but I missed what his job was.
It works with youth, that's all we know.
So you guys as a parent, like, but the thing is you guys are okay with it. That's the only thing. Like, I get what y'all coming from.
Yeah, and it was up to our children to tell us on their own, not for anybody else to tell us. Like if we're not a safe space for our kid, then our kids won't tell us. And that's valid.
I get you. I mean, I like I said, we do the trainings. Like I said, I still sit there and I question, like, if I was a parent, I would want to know why are we not.
If you want to be a parent who wants to know, so then you have to foster a positive relationship with children.
I'll do that someday. But like I said, it's y'all do to each his own. You know, I respect it. Whatever. Cool.
To each, okay, DJ, what we're saying, like as a person that is in the LGBTQ plus community, right? Yeah. Like when I was a kid, I would not want to have been outed to my parents because I would have gotten a lot of, like I would just gotten in trouble.
What's your
nationality? For even thinking that I was.
What's your nationality?
What is my nationality?
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking.
Well, I'm from America. My family's from the Caribbean.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, DJ, like you outing people without their like consent is a problem, even when it comes to children. Children know if it's a safe space or not to say who they are. So you should allow them to do so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean they do it. I don't knock it. Like I have a group of 3 girls that call themselves the Broke Boys, and they make music in my music room. I say, go ahead, do what you got to do. How you want me to promote it? You know what I'm saying? I don't knock it. I just, like I said, I just have, I don't want to say disagreement with how it's taught or how we have to present it to the kids. I just think it's weird. That's all. That's my.
What is weird?
Just how the information is, like, I don't want to say taught to the kids, how we present it to the kids.
How is it weird?
Like I said, it's going to be too long of a conversation. I just said, like I said, I respect,
This
I respect all kinds. My country, I grew up in a household where, you know, as you guys can see my flags, you know, look up Uganda, how you guys can look it up, how the dude did it. But I grew up in a household where my parents were crazy on that. I didn't know the word gay until like I was old, to like a older kid. I didn't know anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Like what was going on.
In Uganda, it's illegal to be LGBTQ. It's illegal to even say that you're LGBTQ in Uganda.
You know, I'm just saying how I grew up and what's taught in my household and how things, you know, and that just happened. Put it like that. That just happened.
Yeah, I understand, DJ, that's what you grew up with, but that was like incorrect information. Like they gave you like bigoted things, right?
Okay.
So it doesn't mean that it's true.
Mm-hmm.
You should, like being gay is not a bad thing. It's not something that it shouldn't be said. Like I grew up in the Caribbean, and there's a lot of hatred for Haitian people there. And when I was younger, I thought Haitian was like a bad word, like an insult, because of how awful like they would talk about Haitian people. Then I grew up and educated myself and recognized that that was wrong information that I got and harmful information. And then I move forward. That's what you do, DJ. You just learn.
Like I said, I move forward. Definitely move forward. I don't tell them no, don't do it. I don't ask questions. I don't ask them why are they transitioning to what they want to do. I just go with the flow. I don't treat them different from how I met them. You know, if the young girl now wants to wear lipstick, so be it. I let it rock. I support whatever they want to do. But hey, I salute y'all. Keep doing that thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it right there.
All right, thank you, DJ. Thank you for coming up.
Yep.
All right, bye.
I don't know why, but that conversation gave me a headache.
That's how I was last night. Every time we had a conversation, I got a headache, and then I take Advil, and then do something, and it go away, and then it come back again.
You know, honestly, that does scare me though, because I understand that they have these training, which is good. Having training when you work with youth is good, but you should also have an understanding on why, right? Like, why are you not outing the kids to the parents? What is the importance of that? Why are we validating children? What is the importance of that? What is the harm if you don't? Like, the why is very important. So if you don't have an understanding of like why you're doing that, for one thing, you're gonna make mistakes. and you're not viewing the kids as valid.
Exactly.
And I literally just got asked basically at like a similar situation. Somebody got me a phone stand and a battery pack so that I can go live with you for hours in the car and not be all awkward.
That's funny.
Hold on a sec.
Sherry's very distracted tonight.
Hey, so I got a question for you, Mel.
I have a question for you first. How old are you?
20, December 2004. I told you that before. But
wow, I don't remember you. Shocked.
What's it called? How come 40% of trans people have attempted or committed suicide?
Jesus Christ.
Because society is a fucked up, cruel, mean, hateful place.
I'm not even trying to be rude. I'm just straight up wondering, like, what's y'all opinion?
That's why. Literally,
You think it's
literally.
society, or do you think?
It's society.
It's society for sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
And
Not what we think.
And Extreme, weren't you the guy that just came up here and saying that you're going to chop off your genitalia because you're trans? Like, weren't you the person that just said
What
that?
the fuck? You tripping hard as hell.
All right. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's what he was, that guy.
Thank you. I'm so bad with these things.
Yep, that was him. And also his other profile said he was 15.
If people would just consent, like when I kicked them out and not come back, I wouldn't have to worry about if I remember them or not, you know? But of course. Of course.
how are you supposed to remember everybody?
Of course they're gonna come back when they're kicked out. They can't get the hint. Hello, D.
Okay, I'll go to the car.
Sorry. Hey, how y'all doing? Oh my God, he wants to start barking. Sorry, let me mute.
They like to time it that way. It's like how your kids start talking when you get on the phone, or yeah, they need you.
He just gave me a dirty look. It's true. It's weird timing. They don't want to have anything to do with you, but as soon as you have something to do, then it's like, Mom, Mom, let's do this. Mom, you want to do this? You want to do it? I know, it's funny.
D, do you have time right now, or should I move on?
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
No, sorry about that. This is such a This is such a touchy topic. The guy that just left off the panel, what's his name? DJ, I think. The black guy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I totally understand where he's coming from. If you're not part of the LGBTQ community, you're not going to understand completely, especially when you're saying, when he was saying that he can't tell the parents. Me being a parent, I would want to know. And that's just like if you found out my kid was talking about unaliving themselves, I would want to know. Like, I would hate to find out that somebody knew that information but didn't tell me about it, if that makes sense.
Go ahead, Michaela.
You wanting to know is valid, right? Like, you want to know is valid. The thing we're saying is you're not entitled to know. And the reason why is because if we out children to their parents, a lot of children will experience extreme harm. So we can't give that entitlement to parents because this will harm the child. So if you want your children to tell you about themselves, make a comfortable and safe space where they can. That's what you have to do. You can't force it out of them. You just make a safe space for them.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. Thank you.
Yeah, LGBTQ youth are one of the highest group that are unhoused, right? Typically because when parents find out if a child either comes out on their own or a child gets outed, they get kicked out of their homes. So it can be incredibly dangerous. They can also get abused. There's lots of
I totally get it. I was just saying, me as a parent, I would want to know, and I wouldn't abuse my kids or get upset with them. I would just have a conversation with them. But I understand a lot of kids wouldn't be able to do that. So thank you, ladies.
Of course.
Bye.
Yeah, like I said, what's really weird is that was just the conversation I had, right? Fuck this thing. Okay. And the advice that I was supposed to be giving was, I know a trans kid who's not supported at family or at home. Family wants to take the kid to church, pray it away. They're in a situation where the family is abusive, but one of the family members works for CPS, so nothing's ever happening. And like, what do you do? And I'm like, I need to talk to some people and like give you some good advice. Of course, I said the Trevor Project, but this is the harsh reality. This is what a lot of kids are really, really going through, is like their home is not safe. And I feel so helpless right now. I'm like, I don't know what to tell this person, like, to help this kid.
Yep, I know. And we do, as much as everyone, not everyone, as much as so many people think that what we do here is horrible, right? We do have a lot of people reach out to us for advice for these types of things. Like, hey, I know this kid that needs help. Like, do you have any resources? What can we do? Because these are very unfortunate, common experiences. Excuse me?
You can calm down.
You have Munchausen by proxy.
Oh,
What are
yeah?
you talking
You
about?
do. You think that your child is sick. You have Munchausen by
No,
proxy.
kids are
What
not
is wrong
sick.
with you?
That's
Who's saying any child is sick, Courtney?
You have
Your
Munchausen by
bias is
proxy.
your bio says you're a trans.
You're just as you're worse than Gypsy Rose's mother.
What are you talking
You deserve jail
about,
time.
Courtney?
Wow.
Like, you're absolutely wild.
No, not at all. I
Yes,
think
you
it's
are.
sickening what you're doing to your
I think it's
son.
sickening how uneducated you are.
I
and
think
just
you're
saying ridiculous
sickening
things.
because you support
I mean,
this Munchausen
no.
by
yeah. I
No.
think you're annoying. So
Stop.
shut up.
Thank you. I wish I had powers to do that, but yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah.
I'm always glad to oblige.
Thank you, Bish.
Courtney, I mean, you're a trans woman? Like, for real?
Okay, a conservative trans woman. It's like, fish for sushi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right.
You think it's funny, but you're literally sick.
Cool. All right. Well, that's been delightful. I'm glad we had this conversation. We have other people who might be more interesting than you, which could be literally anyone.
Yeah, good luck.
Literally anyone.
I
Like,
mean,
to say that claim that, like, what's her name? Gypsy Rose? Yeah,
Wild.
that's ridiculous.
good evening,
That
right.
is a wild.
Well, and I was talking about something very, like, important. Are you done? Like, what the fuck?
I know.
Excuse me,
Taylor.
guys. Sorry,
How
I don't.
old are you?
Hello. Yeah, I'm 21. I was born on 22nd of 3rd, 2003. Now, I've got some questions to ask, if that's okay, quickly, and I've also got some points, if you don't mind me making.
Huh? What?
Sorry.
Go for it.
You're like trying to talk while I'm talking, and I have no idea what's happening. So,
Sorry. Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to be rude. Now, as I was just about to say, if you don't mind, I've got some points to make, but I've also got some questions in general.
Can we just do one at a time? To make it easy, can we do one at a time? Is that cool?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you don't mind, I was going to start with more points and then go to questions, and maybe you can ask me a question if that might help, if that's okay. Now, I'm bisexual, for instance. I'm part of the LGBT community, okay? Now, obviously, I can agree and disagree on points that everyone can make about it. Now, hear me out. Now, I agree that parents should support their children about being a different gender, okay? But with that being said, I think they should support them dressing how they like, feeling how they feel, but at the same time, when it comes to kids wanting to change their physical, like, for instance, let's say you had a natural born, okay, let's say you had a, as you like to say, cis-born male, wants to become female, bodily change-wise, not necessarily dressing like that.
yes, then they wouldn't be a cis boy, right? They would be a trans girl.
No, I know that, but what I'm getting at is, what I mean by born as such, physically, but obviously having the actual feeling inside and emotion
Right,
and
so
whatnot.
trans girl. If you have a trans girl.
Yeah. Okay, let's say we have a trans girl here. Sorry, thank you. Let's say we have a trans girl here, right? Yeah. Now, obviously, no, I get. Sorry, I was confused myself because I read it at the same time.
Hypothetically, I have a trans daughter. Okay.
Okay, yes. So let's say hypothetically I have a trans daughter, yes. Now,
Yeah,
I completely support that person and my daughter, let's say, about wanting to change when it comes to how they dress and how they and the way they want to feel. I can completely support that because that's what you should do as a parent: be able to support your children, but at the same time with boundaries and being a parent.
Just to be clear, I'm sorry, just to be clear, you should completely support them, but now we're going to hear all the conditions of why you don't support them. Am I correct?
Don't support them. Yeah.
No, not exactly don't support, but at the same time, as a parent, you've got to think, right, we should probably wait for our child to grow up first, fully.
No.
You know what I mean?
What you should do as a parent is you should educate yourself on what being transgender is, and if your child is suffering from something called gender dysphoria, they probably need some medical care of some sort. It could be, I don't know, therapy, probably therapy. And then if they get to a point that maybe they need something else, like, I don't know, puberty blockers, right, that the doctors are recommending, then you could be like, okay, well, can you inform me? Yes, I will inform you on everything, on the negatives and the positives of this, and make sure that your child that the benefits will outweigh the risks, and then you can sign the consent form and get your child puberty blockers, right? Okay, and then they get older and maybe they need HRT at age 14. I don't know, you know.
Okay.
So,
Well,
so then
that's fair enough. But
yeah,
if I,
better
sorry.
consent form, and you go over that, with your child, and you make sure that you're reading every single line and that you're going over every single thing and making sure that the child understands. And then as your child's therapist is also supporting your kid, and they might be going to a psychiatrist too.
Okay.
Those are the things that you can be doing.
Okay, sorry to interrupt, but so okay, let's beat around the bush a little bit less now. What I mean by this, about the disagreements, like,
Let's be
but what I
a
mean,
little less.
is 'cause- okay, but what I mean is like, you know, when this child, let's say, who's a trans girl, wants to have a physical change of body, for instance, have
That's what I was saying.
you know-
Did you actually listen to anything I said?
I've only just recently joined. I don't know if I heard everything you said
No,
before.
what I just said to you right now. So HRT will cause physical changes to the body, right? But as long as the child and the parent are informed and everybody knows what is going on and the benefits will outweigh the risks, that's none of anybody else's business besides for the medical care team and the parents and the child.
And Taylor,
Yeah, of course. I completely
Taylor,
understand.
I'm sorry, you actually did not recently join because I joined 25 minutes ago, and the entire time I've been here, we're saying, "Let me in the comments, let me in, let me in." So you've been here the entire time.
Yeah,
Well,
because I did have some. Well, I was remembering at the time, I did have some points to make. But I do suffer with memory loss as well, so I do struggle with
Okay.
what I want to say sometimes. That's why I
Fine.
tend to make it long-winded, which I don't mean to, but I'll try and get to the point.
All
But
right.
my
Well,
main-
that's why I got to the point, right? That's why you were beating around the bush and I just got to the point. Right?
Yeah, it did help me a little bit in trying to find the direction I was going in. But essentially, you know, with children who want to make a physical change, for instance, having like womanly body parts, like I feel like a child should probably wait until they're a bit older, like, you know, in your teenage years, when you've got more of an understanding of life and how you want to go forward in life, you know? Like, for instance, like what you first.
14. There's 14 is teenage years.
Well, I would say like when you're 18ish, sort of like that's the sort of time I think. if you
Taylor,
wanna-
I feel like you didn't listen to anything I said. I know I said it very quickly. You could have stopped me and asked for clarification. I don't think you actually want to learn.
So do you think,
No,
Taylor,
it's
that
not.
transgender kids should be walking around in prepubescent bodies until they're 18? That they're not
No,
allowed to
what
go
it is, sorry, I feel like children should make the decision when they're old enough to, for instance, like someone said, like if a child can smoke, not be able to smoke, not be able to drink
No,
alcohol.
but we're talking about medical care, Taylor, and children can get medical care before the age of 18, as long as the
Right,
benefits-
and this is the thing, Taylor. Why are you against hormone therapy for younger teens that are 14? Why are you against it?
Well, what I'm thinking, in a sense, because you know your bodies don't stop growing to a certain age as such, like physically, mentally, and whatnot. I feel like you've got to wait for your body to finish growing so that way, because, for instance, if I was to take testosterone, because I used to be a bodybuilder when I was 14, if I was to take testosterone at that age, hear me out, it would fuck with my body massively, right? Now, I've only got-
Yeah, that's why, again, hormones are monitored by medical professionals.
No, of course.
Right,
At the
like
end of the day,
Taylor, if there was a boy that was 14, a cisgender boy, and he was producing too much estrogen, would you be against him going through hormone therapy?
Well, I haven't looked into that sort of thing, so exactly, so I wouldn't know basis on that sort of basis. if
But
that makes
let's just assume everything that I'm saying is true. Would you be against if a cisgender boy, a boy that was born male,
Right.
right, and they start producing too much estrogen, so the doctors recommend him going on to HRT, would you be okay with that?
Well, to be honest with you, it wouldn't be up to me as such, but it'd be up to the parent as such. It depends
You're
how
the
they
parent
feel.
and
But
the
end of the
doctor,
day,
right?
Wow.
yeah. But end of the
Great.
day, I
So
feel
why
like
can't you
parent
say
would
that
have the
same
last.
thing about trans kids?
Well, I'm just going from what I reckon. Like, I'm not saying.
Okay, but Taylor,
How do I
Taylor.
put this?
Okay, so Taylor, what you reckon is that if you took testosterone, right, your testosterone would be super high. But the thing is, when trans boys take testosterone, they do blood work first. They see where their hormone levels are at. They prescribe them a dose to get them close to a cisgender boy, right, close to a male, but not
Right.
that high. So they're not taking an excessive amount. They're getting less than what cisgender boys are getting. They're not getting a huge dose. It's very,
I get-
very small.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I do get what you're saying there, but at the same time, it's like I feel like because your bodies are constantly changing as you grow up, I
Right, the
feel like
doctors are aware of this, though, Taylor. The endocrinologists and everybody, we are aware of these things. But if you have a kid, I want you to think about this because nobody thinks about this in reality when it happens. If you have a trans kid who goes on puberty blockers, let's say at 12 years old, right? And you typically take them around 2 years. So your kid's puberty has been paused, right? Their body has stopped growing, stopped developing where they are. Then at 14 years old, like you said, you need to let their body go through changes, right? We're not going to have 16 and 17-year-olds in high school who have prepubescent bodies like they did when they were in 6th grade. So you have to introduce a puberty. So for a trans kid, that's going to be HRT. My son went through the same process. So starting puberty blockers at 12 and then starting testosterone at 14. That way when he's in high school, he's developing the same way all the other boys are, right? They're starting to get the sparse facial hair. They're starting to get a little bit of muscles. Their voice is lowering. He is on par with all of the other boys. If he was made to wait till he was 18, he would have the body and appearance of a 6th grader all throughout high school. That would be extremely distressing.
So 6th grader is like a 12-year-old.
okay, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm in England, so it's a bit different. I didn't know what 6th grade exactly was.
So like
But
a 12-year-old.
okay, but I mean, there's many ways I can look at this, I suppose, and it's different opinions. Now, the thing is, don't think I hate on trans. I don't think I hate on anything by
Well, it's
me.
really
What I'm saying.
interesting how in the other scenario that Michaela gave you, you're like, oh, I don't know. Like that would be up to the parents and the doctors because I
No,
don't
it
know.
would be up. Yeah, but end of the day, it's up to the
Why
parents.
in
to
this
stress.
situation do you feel like it's up to you?
Well, no, I'm just going by how I would feel as a parent. If I was a parent and I had a child who wants to change testosterone, blah blah blah, and all that, let's say as such, at a very young age, it just raises alarm bells for me in my mind, thinking, well, what if it screws with their body instead? Do you know what I mean? I know it may not happen all the time,
Medical
but
professionals, and you're not the one putting your kid on hormones.
well, no, I mean the medical professionals, what would you call it? Their basis of decisions of what they think would go right and what would go wrong and such, and that's why they'll give you the options. I get that, but at the same time, how foolproof can it be at that age? Because obviously, say they're not changing. Well, no, of course they're changing. From the ages.
99%, that's pretty foolproof, I would say.
I mean, that's fair enough. That might be a true fact, right? I don't know everything. I will admit that. I'm just saying. I'm at the same time I'm asking questions as well as making a point. Do you know what I mean?
Bye.
Don't think I'm trying to. How do you put this? I'm basically trying to get a better understanding. I'm not just trying to. I'm not exactly trying to shit. I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just trying
I get
to.
that, Taylor, but some feedback. I get that. But whenever you joined, you came in not asking questions. You came in with a bullet point list of things you were going through, and whenever we presented you with ideas and addressed each one individually, you kind of brush them off and went to the next point. So it doesn't feel like you're trying to really engage in those questions. So if we want to get to the questions, let's really dig into those because that'd be more helpful, I think, more productive.
No, 100%. No, I mean, I like to learn anything.
Really fast rundown to see if you actually would pay attention to anything I said, and you literally didn't.
I'm going to be honest, like, I'm a bit slow with that sort of. When you speak quick, sometimes I will have to ask you to repeat yourself, maybe.
Right,
And I
but
should
that
have
would
done
have been
that.
something that you
I should have done that, I know.
while I was doing it, and it just seemed like you were just waiting for me to finish so you could respond.
I do have a bad habit of doing that. And I mean, I do listen, but sometimes my brain just doesn't. When you give me loads of information, I will just like be like, do you know
That's
what I
why.
mean?
Do you have any specific questions?
Well, how do I put it into words? Sorry, bear with me. So when it comes to making physical changes on the body, not obviously dress sense or anything like that, but I mean physical changes, when it comes to that, and obviously the parent would agree to it at such a young age, yet I can understand what you said. Is it cis or something? Sorry?
Yeah.
When you said about, obviously, didn't you say about 12, making that change at 12 for them to go on the path of such that they want to grow up as more in that teenage years, did you say?
Not even necessarily a path, right? But you would start the things that you're starting that actually causes physical changes would be at age 14 minimum. That's not even typically the age. It's usually 15, 16. So, yeah.
I mean, I just say path as a like a guideline towards what I'm mentioning, because when you take a different path in life, I could go down being a lawyer, I could go down being a gym bodybuilder, whatever.
Yeah, but a lot of people think that's starting some type of path. Like you affirm your kid, and like, oh fuck, you have a trans kid, they're locked in now, and like that's not how it works, right?
No, I get you're born the way you feel, yeah. So if let's say I felt like a woman, I'd feel that way. Since I'm
Do you know
bisexual,
why?
that's what.
Did you know why why medical professionals often have to intervene when they're children and not 18? Because there's something else that
Sorry,
happens
please
to
repeat
children
that
that
so you
does.
cut out. Sorry.
Oh, you have a shitty connection.
Sorry.
There's something that happens to
Sorry,
children.
would you mind repeating that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's a lag.
Oh.
So there's something
Sorry.
that happens to teenagers or younger adolescents, right? That causes permanent changes, permanent physical changes, or things that are very difficult to
Right.
reverse. But that's puberty,
Okay.
right?
No,
So
cool.
that's why HRT is sometimes introduced before the age of 18. Because
Okay.
it's better to intervene at puberty to prevent some of these physical changes that would actually cause the child trauma and distress.
Okay. I mean, I was just thinking though, wouldn't it? I mean, it just seems. I don't know how to put it, but it just seems more like. I'm not going to say logical. That might be an insult, but it seems more like in my head that makes sense if you do it when they're a bit older, because
Okay, let me
that
explain
way
why you can't.
their body
Let me
doesn't.
because Taylor, for kids, because for kids who have gender dysphoria, those are the only kids that are getting medication. They have to be diagnosed with gender dysphoria. They're going to a therapist for years first. Those kids who have gender dysphoria, and it's recommended that they have like puberty blockers or HRT to cause these physical changes. If they're not given those things, it makes the dysphoria extreme, like so triggering that we wouldn't be able to get our kids to function in society or daily life. Like they might not even want to like wake up the next day. So when you have a kid who has extreme gender dysphoria and you say, no, you're going to wait till you're 18. We can't get our kids to go to school every day. We can't get them to like function and get up and take a shower and take a bath or like look at themselves in the mirror and brush their teeth, because the physical changes that they're going through that we're not helping them with is so distressing. So distressing. So we're not talking about happy little kids that are just going on about their way, teenagers, and they go to school and they come home and they're like, I really want to be on HRT. And you're like, you know what? You can wait a few years. And they go, okay, great. I'll wait a few years and we'll do it then. These are kids that can't function at all.
Someone made a point in the comments. Now, I'll say that in a second. But so, if I don't mind repeating, but roughly what you said, just so I understood fully. So let's say if you did the physical changes at 18 or 19 or above, there could be complications because they're at an age where their body's more or less nearly fully developed as it is. So if you want to make those changes at that age, it can be more difficult to be able to undergo as such. Okay, so for instance, let's say, okay, because I'm a bloke, let's go by that. So bloke means man in England, if you didn't know that. But let's say because I've got a fully fledged grown adult size penis, let's say at my full grown length in a sense of as I've grown up, and my chest size, arms, everything. If I was to undergo women's surgery, is that what would you call it? Either way, let's say then I've got a vagina, I've got then boobs start growing because of the estrogen or whatever. It would be harder for me to be able to how would you put it? Like not transform, but undergo procedures and stuff.
You wouldn't the hormones aren't going to do anything for the height that you've gotten that you didn't want. It's not going to do anything to change your voice. Like you would have to have voice feminization surgery. Like it just adds a lot of procedures that if you go through that puberty, then you're going to have to turn around and put all of these procedures on top of it to make corrections to the things that are bothering you.
Very expensive and potentially dangerous surgeries.
True. I mean, the thing is, when you get to a certain age and your body's fully developed and grown, I suppose if you do start making drastic changes, it can either cause damage or even mental, whatever, physical even. But I was just reading some of the comments at the same time as listening, and I was thinking some people have made a point where saying obviously kids should just be kids, if you get me. So your typical kid like playing with Lego.
But did you hear what the sis said? Right, like our kids can't be kids without this care because they literally can't get out of bed. They will not take showers. They will not brush their teeth. They won't go anywhere. They don't have friends.
Yeah, but can't
Talking
you
about-
try and... I mean, I'm not
talking
saying
about
you don't
Taylor.
encourage them to do what normal kids do, go see their friends, have a shower, brush your
They
teeth.
don't want
encourage
to,
them to
Taylor.
do these things?
They don't want, Taylor, they don't want to. From 14 to 18, we're trying to get our kids through those 4 years. This is high school. This is a really, really difficult time in their life. These are kids that will, when they start to experiencing gender dysphoria, they will, fuck, did somebody call me?
I mean, the thing is, I mean, in England,
Okay,
we
let me
look
try
at things a bit different, I suppose. Sorry, go on. Sorry, carry on.
So you have a child who has what you would look at, you would say they have extreme depression, extreme anxiety. They don't want to go to schools. They don't want to get up. They don't want to talk to their friends. They don't want to do anything because just brushing their teeth in the morning can be overwhelming. Looking in the mirror to brush their hair can be so overwhelming. So we can't just tell them, go on and play and be kids, go do it. Some of them don't want to live, is my point, Taylor. So how do you get them from 14 to 18? Some of those kids have to have hormone replacement therapy. It's not a lot. It's a very few amount of kids, but those kids who need it, they have to have it.
But at the same time, shouldn't we be, encouraging our children to do those things that are the norm considered?
Try that?
Like going out.
You don't think we tried that? You don't think our kids have been
Hey,
in therapy for years and we've tried that? It's hard, Taylor. You don't understand until you have a trans teen in front of you. If they're not getting the care that they need, it is impossible to get them to function and participate in life. It's hard.
They don't have hope. They have no hope. No hope for a future.
And Taylor, you can actually, I know you were reading the comments earlier. You can, and I don't encourage doing that, but you can see in the comments why kids might not have hope. When you see the hate the trans people get simply for existing, you see all the hate in the comments that people are saying. And, you know, as someone in the LGBT community, you know the hate that you might get sometimes. It's amplified even more for trans people right now, specifically in America. I mean, worldwide, but specifically in America, it's happening even more because of all the legislation against LGBTQ Americans. Largely, most of that is targeting trans people of all ages, including children, and it's increasing the number of people who are self-unaliving, which is it's a serious issue. So whenever we're talking about getting gender-affirming care, the first step, of course, is therapy, which you seem to be on board with. But after that, when therapy is not enough, we follow what the medical professionals say. And if you're against that, what would your solution be?
Well, the thing is, I think in the UK we're a bit of a different breed, and what I mean by that is, like, I've been insulted for with men and whatnot, right? Now hear me out. Thing is, we don't give a toss. We don't let things hit us. That's just what I mean by... Sorry,
Taylor, I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second before you go that direction, because it happens. Trust me, my mind's in a million places at once. I'm there with you. But before you hang on to that thought, same. I call mine my gay DD. But before you and I go there, okay, let's have that other conversation. Remember that, please. I'm going to go back to it. But what would your suggestion be after therapy? If therapy's not working, what's the next step then?
Well, I think the only thing you can do, in my opinion, is maybe encourage the kids. You know, for instance, every kid's got a hobby, or every kid's got a love in life and something they want to achieve. Or, for instance, my mate's son, he wants to be a race car driver when he gets older. And let's say couldn't achieve that straight away, and he said, "Oh, you got to wait about 5 years to be able to achieve that." Let's say, but you don't put it down on him just because he's got to wait 5 years. You've got to encourage him to think, "All right, well, I've got to wait 5 years." Let's say.
Being a race car driver is not going to make them feel better about their gender identity, though. That's what Mel and the sis have said again and again. They've tried this again and again with their kids. When that's not enough, you need to follow the medical advice for the next steps. And saying, hey, maybe you can just go outside for a little bit, or maybe go see your friends, or maybe be a race car driver and have a goal is not going to cut it.
I know. What's funny is from your example, Taylor. No, what's funny from your example, Taylor. So when my son was like 12, 13, he was really like into making music and writing songs and stuff like that. And when puberty hit and he's going through the wrong puberty and he wasn't able to start puberty blockers and things like that he needed, his like happy-go-lucky writing went from like normal kid stuff to constantly writing songs about not wanting to wake up in the morning. I literally have journals where he has written down he did not think he was going to make it to 16 years old. He didn't see there was no future. Everything that this kid put on paper was about being a burden in this world, being unhappy here, being miserable, and not wanting to wake up in the morning. There's nothing you can do to motivate them and take that away. We went to therapy. We did everything until he got that care. And then now he's a completely different fucking person. Completely different person. He wants to go to college. He's on the honor
That's
roll
good.
now. He
Well, that's really
participates in
smart.
like team sports in high school. But this would not have been possible, Taylor. He would have never gotten to this spot if he didn't have this care at all.
Okay. I mean, fair play to him, right? But, I mean, the way I see things as well, when I was a teenager, yeah, which wasn't very long ago for me, as you can imagine, I was told you my age, I'm 21, right, not that old. Now, when I was a teenager, I was a very depressed person. I was severely overweight. I used to have long hair. I used to fucking go to the gym and try and get fit. And at one point, I got muscle, I got fit, and do you know what that did to me? It made me right. But with all that being said, when I was all depressed and whatnot, when I got a job, for instance, beforehand, I was fully depressed because as well, I had no money. I come from a poor family. I used to have to go choring just to make a living, yeah, and choring means stealing. Now the thing is, I found, especially most English people are like this, we tend to pick ourselves back up and get on with it.
Oh,
as they say.
I mean, we're literally going in circles at this point. I mean, I get it.
I'm not going to do that. That if you're severely depressed, you just need to pick yourself up. Just pick yourself up.
I know, that's so unfair.
You don't need any medical care.
Somebody who could say that has never seen a child struggling with their mental health. Like, I mean, struggling, where it scares you as a parent. When you witness that, your whole world changes instantly. So it's very convenient and very easy for people who've never experienced that to say something like that. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Now I'm sweating.
I know, I do the same thing. Totally off topic. Maybe you guys can help me and I could distract myself for a second. What was that zombie show that came out last year that's based on a video game? The Last of Us. Never mind. I got it.
Oh, yeah. Glad we can help. Always here for you.
I just needed to say it out loud, I think.
Oh, Allison, she doesn't care about the comments that say that she's rude.
I was just gonna say that. She doesn't care. It's a joke. Mel blinks. How rude. Mel breathes. How rude.
I literally have a rude emote that I made. Where is it, guys? Where am I
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it. Come on, rude emote. There it is.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. What's up? Thank you. What's up, new guest? Notorious. I don't know the rest of your name. Grubs. Okay. Maybe you didn't know you were here. Cool.
Okay. Thank you, drive through.
I kind of have a headache. We were talking about that earlier.
I just took Tylenol before getting on here.
Oh my God.
I know. I almost need to do it every time.
We should we got a pregame. Like when we talk about hey, am I going to live? Okay, let's take our Tylenol.
Yeah.
Welcome to TikTok Live, sponsored by Tylenol.
Seriously. That's why Tommy has an Excedrin fund.
Oh, the Excedrin fund, I missed that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, what's up, kid?
Hi,
Hi, how old are you?
18,
What year were you born?
2006.
All right, go ahead.
What would you consider a kid being trans? Like what age?
Any age that a child has an incongruence between their sex and their gender.
So would you say like a 5-year-old could be?
Sure.
No.
Yes.
They're way too young.
Yes.
Way too young.
Delightful conversation.
They're not too young.
Hey, may I ask, are you a girl, boy? I don't know. I'm asking because I don't want to assume.
I'm a girl.
Awesome. When did you know you were a girl?
When I was born.
Oh, that's far too young if you ask me. That's way too young. You can't possibly know.
That's weird.
Well, I was born. I
You
was
can't
born.
possibly know, okay? You're far too young when you're born. You have no clue.
I do have a clue, but that's what I was born
No.
with.
No.
Why can you know?
Because I was born with it.
No, you didn't even have self-awareness when you were first born. So
Literally. But trans kids were also born with their gender identities, so.
They weren't.
Yeah.
But so when they just came out, they knew that they wanted to be a different gender.
No, they knew
want
the
to be a
gender that they
different
are.
Hmm?
They knew know the gender that they are, not that they want to be a different one. They know who they are. Do you know who you are?
Yeah.
Great, so do trans kids.
Yeah, but like, would you let the? I agree with it, but like, would you let? What I'm trying to say is, would you let them transition at like 5?
what does transition look like at 5?
Like, let them dress up as the opposite gender and like
Pick out their
call
clothes?
themselves.
Sure.
You
Yeah,
mean
what's wrong with that?
choose clothing? Oh my God, not fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
What's
Clothes.
wrong with clothing?
And like cut their hair and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Why
I
not?
do agree with it, right? But like,
So that's what we're talking about with the 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
That's it.
it's just too young, in my opinion.
To change their clothes and their hair?
Did you wear jeans as a little girl?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Did you wear pants as a little girl?
Well, yeah.
Those are boys' clothes. You should be wearing dresses. What are you doing?
Pants? So I thought you meant underwear.
No, I didn't say knickers. I know the lingo. I'm there. All right.
Yay!
I don't think we've talked to somebody who disagrees with letting kids wear what they want to wear. That's
I don't know what happened to Kay, but Kay broke, I think.
that might be a new one.
Oh goodness.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Cool. Why do I hear somebody walking?
There would be no walking in this house.
So funny. Okay. Wait, you just said your age, right? I wasn't listening.
Yeah, 20.
20. Okay, cool. So let kids be trans.
Yeah, I only had really a few questions about it, and
Okay.
that was really it. Also, Mel, thank you for letting me join the live. I've waited for like 2 hours now.
She's popular. What's the question?
You are patient.
Anyways,
We've been live
yeah,
for an
yeah.
hour and 19 minutes, so maybe it feels like 2 hours.
It's probably felt like a little longer.
Look, every time Mel rolls her eyes, it's like another 20 minutes. Go ahead, Droopy. What's up?
An eternity. Okay, go ahead.
Anyways,
Sorry.
so my first question that I wanted to ask was, just because I don't know it, is there like a certain age that you are, like, you have to specifically wait to be able to get a physical surgery,
Surgery?
Surgeries.
like to transition?
Well, do you mean like some type of use of surgeries? Rare. Usually 17, I think, is earliest, right? For girls for top surgery,
Yeah.
which is super rare. Normally, that happens with doctors, with multiple doctors and parents signing off. And if I'm not mistaken, was it you, Sherry, who educated me that it's often like if it's the trans son is going into college in the fall, and maybe make it easier for the entrance into college to go in as a boy.
Yeah, that's when they'll make the exception. Like typically it is 18 and over, but if you have a kid who is graduating high school, gonna start college at 17 years old, then yeah, it's even though the surgery is not common, to be able to do it that summer so they have enough healing time instead of having to wait a whole nother year. That's where that 17-year-old exception comes from, typically. But yeah, so bottom surgery is almost always 18 and above, except for those small exceptions for 17.
Okay, so like a 15-year-old couldn't get bottom or top surgery.
No. Top surgery, yes, not bottom.
Yeah, because
Do you?
a cisgender 15-year-old can get top surgery. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like that's something that does happen.
Okay. So do you guys believe that a person younger than that should be able to have bottom and top surgery?
I don't think they ever need it.
I mean, my opinion, I think it's, I think 18 years old, with that exception of 17 after high school. I think that's sufficient. Top surgery for trans boys, I would say even maybe it's very, very rare cases. I know of a couple where as young as 13. But those are with like very strong exceptions. Like you're having a child who starts to go through puberty at 9 years old. They've gone through puberty really early. They've developed a very large chest. They're extremely dysphoric. It's like, could I see an exception for that child at 13? Probably. But more than likely, most surgeries you're looking at for top surgery is around 16 and above.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I know when I was like around 14 or 15, I had a guy friend that wanted to do bottom and top surgery to fully trans.
Okay. Transition is not really a thing. That's just kind of harmful.
What do you mean?
The language that you're
The
using.
language, yeah.
Like there's no such thing as like fully transition. Like it looks different for every person. So you're just saying that you had a teenager friend who wanted bottom and top surgery. But if it wasn't recommended by the doctors because there was some like extreme situation the kid's going through that it was necessary at that time, like they're not going to get it. You have to go through years of therapy. You have to get letters of recommendation from your therapist. You have to be living as your gender for a certain amount of time. And like 15 and 16-year-olds are not going to be like getting bottom surgery.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's fair. I wasn't saying that it was like something that should be allowed or anything, or whatever you want to put it in terms as. I'm not trying to be disrespectful about it in any way. I was just curious about how your guys' like opinion on like a younger age wanting to go through such a life-changing event.
It's not really about like our opinions, right? It's about
I was gonna say that. Yep.
yeah, and gender affirming care it's very individualized care. So it's really nobody's business if a doctor recommends for a child to maybe have top surgery at 14 instead of the typical 16 to 18 or whatever. Because again, there could be rare circumstances that they find that child can get that surgery.
Right. And that's the same for cisgender kids, right? There are cisgender girls who get breast reductions at 14, 15, 16 years old to, for health reasons, to save their back, for different things, because it is recommended at that point. Like if you just tell somebody and they think, oh gosh, that sounds extreme to let a 15-year-old do that. Well, put yourself in their shoes. You're 15 years old, you're in high school, and you're having to deal with this uncomfortably large chest. Like, should they be refused medical care? No, it happens all the time. Cisgender kids get surgeries like that all the time, or cisgender boys who have gynecomastia and they have an excess amount of chest tissue and it's removed, and nobody has a problem with that.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I understand that one a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks for clarifying on it a little bit. I was just asking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think about what the other question was. Honestly, I don't remember now. It's been so long since I wanted to ask it.
Okay.
Anyways, I guess that's all. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
No problem. That's different from elective top surgery being performed on minors. That still is an elective surgery. A breast reduction is the same. It's no different.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Noon. Hello. How old are you?
I am 29. I transitioned at 17. I'm a post-op trans man. I've had top surgery as well as bottom surgery. I'm a nursing student.
Sweet.
So whoever says trans folks' brains aren't functional or that they regret transition as adults, that's not true. Like, I've been here for a long time now with no real regrets. I will say
You
though,
learn how to be
know,
trans on the internet though?
huh?
I'm just kidding.
I didn't even hear it.
But
I said, didn't you learn how to be trans on the internet though?
I mean, didn't everyone learn to be something on the internet? When we were in lockdown, we
Fair,
were
honestly.
crocheting, baking, all kinds of shit.
But honestly, Crispy, I have a question for you. Do you seriously regret though looking that damn good? Rude.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But all transparency, I will say bottom surgery, at least in the United States, is still experimental in the sense that it's nowhere where it needs to be. It's not perfected. I can speak from experience because I had a lot of complications with my phalloplasty. I had a colostomy bag at one point. I had a catheter on and off for like 2 years straight. Ended up being like a 3.5 year process just for that surgery alone.
Did you still find it to be worth it?
My
Yeah.
transition overall, yes. Top surgery, 100%. That was definitely, euphoric. Bottom surgery, I think once you include the trauma that's included with it, it's worth it to an extent. But
Yeah, that's valid. That makes sense.
Completely fair.
But I do want to say, it's nice to see adults who have trans kids be very supportive and loving. Because, not everyone's supportive of trans folks. So I appreciate y'all for having this space on TikTok. So thank you for that.
Of course.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Do you have
No
anything
worries.
else?
No, I just wanted to say hi and show that, trans kids are valid. I started, like I said, at 17. I knew at 16. I know when I was in high school, I transitioned. My parents were on the whole, wait till you graduate high school before you transition. But, it's like as soon as you find out that your feelings were valid and how you felt was actually a thing, it's like, why would you want to wait longer now that you know it's possible to be who you want it to be?
Right.
Yes, I'm single. But, yeah, I will say that, like, transition when I was younger really helped me long-term wise. Because I know once I started going through puberty as a child, I was really depressed. I was really confused as to why my body was, changing how it was changing, growing a chest, bleeding on a monthly cycle. I was very confused. I had mostly guy friends that were getting taller and hairier, voice getting deeper. And so if kids can avoid puberty that are trans, I support it because puberty for myself was miserable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Appreciate it.
No worries, but I'll hop off, let someone else join. Once again, for the space.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I thought my trash bins were making noise. It was just my dog.
Wait.
I'm Nacho.
Which trash bins?
I was referring to my kids to see if you.
Oh my God. That's going to be added up to the therapy list.
What's funny though is they were here and they both thought that was funny.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm sorry?
Oh,
How old
you,
am I?
Christy. Sorry, got distracted.
What was the question?
Nothing. I was saying W to the previous guest in the chat for the chat.
And how old are you, new guest?
I'm 20 years old, sir.
Thank you.
Nice.
Sweet.
So, what's the discussion? Because I just need to know what's the topic right here.
One on the screen. What?
Let kids be trans?
Yep.
Why? That's so inappropriate.
Did you just hear the previous guest like a second ago? Because you were literally.
No, I just joined the panel because I seen what was above your head,
And
and
you
I'm
didn't
like, this
listen?
is crazy as hell.
And
Like,
you didn't listen to the previous guest at all?
I just said I just got here.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, like, why would y'all think this is acceptable for kids, young kids that haven't hit puberty yet, that don't even know it's puberty is yet? Why is it acceptable for- Hold on, I'm not even done.
Wait. Hey, get off the steamroller. You're not working in construction right now. Question for you. We're going to ask you a real simple question. Are you a guy, boy, man? Are you a guy?
Yeah, I'm he, him.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm he, him.
When did you know you were a boy?
You're born a boy. I was born a boy. I was born a man.
I asked you, when did you know that you were a boy? When did you personally know?
Yeah, your parents tell you.
When did you know?
That's not the question I asked you. I asked you a very specific question. When did you know that you were a boy yourself? When did you know?
Yeah, when I was getting potty trained. and it's either my mom told me you either sit down or you stand up and you aim it. So I found that when I was getting potty
Like,
trained.
oh, I'm a boy? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's a strange time to realize it, but okay, cool.
How does that not make sense?
Wonderful. It's the same for trans people. Trans kids also know whenever they are very young who they are, the same way that you knew who you are. That's all.
How? There's only 2 genders.
No, that's incorrect for many reasons. But no, I mean, there's
We are
sex and
talking
gender.
about binary right now. So yeah, we are specific. Typically when we're talking about trans kids, when we're trying to keep this really simple for people, yeah, we're talking about boys and girls as the gender identities in this context. Sometimes we bring up non-binary. Right. So what was your point of arguing that there's only 2 genders?
That's not my point of argument.
Do you disagree that boy and girl are genders?
I'm disagreeing that you should not be putting that's this type
Do
of.
you
thing onto-
disagree that boys and girls
You're not even letting
are
me finish.
genders?
You're not
Do you
answering direct questions.
disagree that boys and girls are gender identities?
So you're what are you saying that there's?
Oh my God, answer the direct question, please. It's
What's the
really
question?
easy. Okay, do me a favor. Listen this time, please, because we keep repeating them again and again. You keep steamrolling and speaking over top. Listen, answer, we'll have a conversation.
Yeah. What's the question?
Go ahead,
I
Mel.
hear you.
Do you disagree that boys and girls are gender identities?
Do I disagree that boys and girls are gender identities?
Do you agree or disagree?
Charlize, get
Here's
off
my
the yours.
statement. Boys and girls are gender identity. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, that. I agree with that.
Cool. Great. So I don't know what your argument was. There's only 2 genders. Like what? Okay.
Which there is. There's only boy and girl. Why are we adding flags and signs and all
Can you
this?
can you show me on the doll where the flag hurt you?
I'm sorry?
Can you show me on the doll where the flag hurt you? I love when people are upset by fabric and flags. It's wild.
Why are we upset about it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Why do flags
Because children should not be knowing about that.
Rainbows?
should not be knowing
Scary
about what
rainbows.
specifically, please? What specifically?
It's not just about the rainbow. It's what's
Answer my
associated
question
with the
specifically.
rainbow.
The next time you don't answer a question, we'll start muting you. Answer the questions. We ask you very directly. I'm tired of the pivots. What about the flags is problematic for the kids to know?
Okay, so you weren't listening when I was trying to say, it's not the rainbow itself. It's what y'all associate the rainbow with.
What do we
Which
associate the
is-
rainbow with?
What? Yeah, go with Boom Hero.
Associate you're adding genders. You're adding.
That's not what the flag means. What does the flag mean?
So I have a question for y'all then. What is the
Oh
flag?
God.
What does the flag mean? Are you asking what the flag means? I'm glad to tell
Yes.
you.
What is pride to y'all? What is all that?
Absolutely. Well, Pride is a protest. Pride is a protest. It started in 1968, specifically in the U.S. with the Stonewall riots in New York City, whenever the police were going into queer spaces and attacking people, and LGBTQ people finally started fighting back. 10 years later, in 1978, Gilbert Baker, an artist in San Francisco, California, was commissioned to make a design for the Pride Parade to commemorate the 10-year anniversary of Stonewall, and he made the Pride flag, which was starting as 6 colors. Initially, it had 8 colors. Currently, today, it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. It also used to have hot pink and turquoise. Each color was representative of different concepts such as art, health, humanity, magic, and other things like that. Nothing to do actually with SMEX or SMEXual Act. It was representative of our community, of the battles that we fought, and of fighting for our equality and fighting back against oppression. Later on, the flag has since been updated as a inclusive flag, which is the progress flag, which also incorporates black, brown, white, also I'm sorry, black and brown BIPOC communities, and also includes the trans flag and non-binary. That's the meaning of the flag, the foundation.
So
and
basically, it's a big party.
It's a protest. Parties do happen with it, but it's also a protest for speaking out for our rights, for our equality, and fighting against oppression.
So what different rights and stuff do y'all need outside of what we already have?
The same ones that we do have, because I don't experience the same rights in this country currently. Can you tell me one bill or law that's been passed against you for being a cisgender man, a cisgender heterosexual man?
Can you say that again?
Can you name one bill or law that has been passed against you in America for being a cisgender heterosexual man specifically?
No, because there was none, because there was no problem with that to begin with.
There's no problem. Also, there's no problem with being LGBTQ, but there have been over 600 bills in the past year introduced, several of which have passed in different countries, in different states within the country. If you go to aclu.org, you can do a breakdown by state and see the specific bills broken down by which ones have passed, what topics they are going into, affecting free speech, healthcare, housing, discrimination, adoption, and employment laws.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
So you can actually look up your state and
Good
see how many
question.
laws in your specific state and see how they've affected people, which ones have actually passed, and see the people that they hurt.
I understand that whatever you're saying, like you forced that all down my throat for some reason.
Close your mouth. Then.
Yeah, that's what I was
I have a question for you.
Y'all, like that's what I'm
Close your
saying,
mouth.
bro. Like
Wait,
y'all
I have a
being
question for you.
rude and
I have a
y'all.
question for you.
literally
I'm sick
talking
of the
about-
hetero agenda being shoved down my throat for decades.
First of all, saying it's shoved down the throat sounds super gay, but okay, so that's a choice. Maybe we'll have a coming out party for you later, but I have a very direct question for you once again that you're probably going to pivot from. Who is forcing you to be here?
I literally came up here that I'm trying to get on the
Okay,
topic of the
so you're not being forced. Thank you. I'm glad. I don't want you feeling uncomfortable, so I'll clear the space so you're not feeling forced. I don't want to cross your comfort level to put you in a space where you are not comfortable for being exactly who you are. All right? Cool.
Damn. Well, that was something.
Mm-hmm.
We are simply disrespectful,
Hold on,
says
my
Marcella.
husband needs
Oh,
me.
bless.
I was gonna say I gotta take my trans kid to go get some coffee, and go grocery
What?
shopping and go
Trans
pick up
kids
his
drink
kids.
coffee now? God! They're taking everything from the hex.
I know.
The six hex.
Okay.
That's wild.
Yeah.
We're not giving up a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. All right.
Sherry, we do want to recognize Sherry for not calling her kids trash bins. Also.
As soon as I said, hold on, I gotta talk about my trash bin, she started giggling. She's like,
I know. I love it so much. I love it so much.
Mel's kids are fucking hilarious. They are so cool.
who's the trash bin?
You, because you gave birth to us.
Oh.
You gotta go to Target.
Oh my God.
Did you hear
And I
that?
gotta go
Did you
get
guys hear
coffee.
that?
You have been called out.
Well, you're obviously a trash bin too. You gave birth to us. Damn.
Wait, is that how he explains the birds and the bees? You came out of my trash bin? Is that what you call it? I mean, that thing always confused me too, but I never referred to it as that.
I haven't, but I can start.
But I will exclusively call it that now.
Uh-huh.
I see Mr. Mel get in my trash bin.
No, that just doesn't.
What,
sound
Sherry? What?
very, I don't know. Exciting, I guess.
I love that Sherry turned her camera off for that.
Anyway.
I gotta get going. The kids pestering me. We gotta get going. So.
All right. Yeah, I gotta.
All
I
right.
got kids to go. We gotta go buy some dish soap so I can do the dishes.
You're going to Target for dish soap?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have to leave the house, so we'll get
$500 later.
Yeah, exactly.
I know how that story goes.
Buddy.
Yeah, especially when I bring both kids with me.
Bye, beautiful humans. Have a good night. And
And
yeah.
those of you who don't think I hang out with my kids, I'm literally going to the store with them. I know that you think I'm here all day long, but I'm not. Bring you up. I'm literally leaving. Do you hear? Thank you, Anne, for subbing. I know you just barely subbed and I'm leaving, but I will come back again someday.
Someday. Someday. It's like a very West Side Story of you. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so gay. I went right to musical theater. All right.
All right. Thank you, Bish. Let me see if anybody is around to raid. Shit. Those of you, if you guys went and raided Tommy last night, he is live again. If you'd like to go over there, I think his conversation, his topic was pretty good last night. Tommy, my _ dude, DOODE. Go say Mel raid in the chat and, hang out for a few. He was doing LGBTQ topics like on and off last night. I don't know if he still is. Today, wait, someone type it. Someone type it. My _ DOODE, dude. Someone type it for me. I have to, if I was gonna type it, I have to like open up the little chat thingy. There it is. There it is. Thank you guys. Right there, my dude. Say Mel Raid in the chat. I'll see you guys later. I might be on, oh shit, I think tomorrow I have an appointment. I don't know. You know, as it goes, you'll see me when you see me. My husband comes back tomorrow morning, really early, so I don't know what I'll be doing. Fuck. Stay awake to go to the store. Okay, bye.